Mojang has released a brand new update to the spring drop, releasing on Minecraft Bedrock and Java Edition soon. We have changes to the sheep and what biomes they spawn in and what colors they are. Some updates to the cartographer and new maps letting you find more structures easily in your Minecraft world. The Wandering Trader has been upgraded finally, and we finally have camels spawning all over the place in desert biomes, so now you can find them more easily, along with a lot of other updates, so let's hop into it. Important update about the spring drop: it is no longer in experimental mode for Bedrock Edition, meaning that the 121.70 update for Bedrock Edition is going to be the new spring drop with all the new types of cows, pigs, chickens, all the stuff that we've seen over the last few weeks. So keep that in mind. It's also going to include all of today's changes. After all these years of waiting, the camels finally spawn naturally in desert biomes. Previously, you could only find these at like desert villages, and there would only ever be one of them. So they were basically a non-renewable mob unless you bred them up. But now, guys, listen. We now have the possibility for camel farms. We're gonna start farming camels in Minecraft. And what do they drop? Experience. Yep, we're gonna have a camel XP farm. It's gonna happen. Someone's gonna do it. You know someone's gonna be bored enough to do this. Now, the spawn rate doesn't seem to be that high, so maybe it won't be that efficient of a camel farm, but it will exist. Now, camels still spawn inside of desert villages, of course, so you don't need to worry about that. You'll always have like a guaranteed one here. Similar to how we've had new types of cows, pigs, and chickens, the sheep spawning has been updated and changed as well. They did not add a new type of sheep, however, the sheep color will depend on what biome they spawn in now. So for example, you're gonna find like brown sheep and stuff like that in all of the warm biomes. As you see here, basically every type of sheep that we spawn with spawn egg gives us a brown sheep, or maybe a gray one. And we're also getting yellow ones? What? We have brand new yellow sheep spawning. Those were never natural before, so that's crazy. We got an orange sheep? This is crazy, my guys. This is crazy. We got the pink sheep. That's actually still pretty rare. So on that note, the pink sheep, I believe, can spawn in every biome still, but it's still the same rarity. So these guys are still going to be special little snowflakes. And I mean that in the most sincere, wholesome way possible. We even got a red sheep to spawn over here. Okay, so basically, Minecraft has just gone all out crazy, bonkers bananas with the sheep spawning. We're getting yellow, orange, red is spawning in the hot biome. That just doesn't make any sense. I don't believe it. It's a lie. Now, if I actually read the changelogs like a good little YouTuber, I would realize that in these warm biomes, the common color is, of course, brown, as you could see, and then the uncommon color is gonna be the yellow and orange and red, and of course there's still a rare chance of pink. Now, of course, sheep don't spawn in the desert, but they do spawn in the savannah where these changes will take effect. So if we go ahead and spawn down a bunch of sheep here, as you see, we're getting red, we're getting brown, orange, and we should even see a yellow. So that's pretty cool. I really love how we have new types of sheep spawning. Snowy biomes have also been updated as well. So this is places like taigas, snowy taigas, anywhere that it's like generally cold, but there's grass on the ground. So in this biome, the common color is going to be black, and then you also have an uncommon chance of finding a light gray, a cyan, a light blue, and a blue one. So there's quite a bit of variety in this biome. 5 different sheep. And of course, there's still the rare chance of getting a pink sheep. And then in temperate biomes, so just your plains and your forests and things like that, the common color of sheep here is going to be white, but then you have an uncommon chance of finding like a black sheep, a gray sheep, a light gray sheep, and a brown sheep. So these are all like the standard colors of sheep variant that we're pretty used to finding in Minecraft, and you can find these in all your temperate biomes. So this means that there's only 4 different colors of sheep that do not spawn naturally in the overworld or anywhere. That is lime, green, purple, and magenta sheep. Now, the devs were going to add these to other biomes, but you know, they fell asleep counting all the sheep. Who can really blame them? Happens to the best of us. Now, my question for you is, what biomes should these other 4 different colors of sheep spawn in? I think that cherry blossom biomes or flower forest would be perfect for the magenta, maybe even the purple sheep, because they would blend right in with the cherry trees and stuff. And then maybe even a jungle biome would be perfect for the green and the lime sheep, because these guys would absolutely blend in, and I think that would look really cool. And do you think that the Jeb sheep should spawn naturally somewhere? What if it was like a 1 in a million chance of finding a natural Jeb sheep? that doesn't have the name tag on it. That would be so cool. It'd be like an ultra rare pink sheep. I think it would be kind of cool, but maybe it should stay a name tag like Easter egg. So a little bit of a loot update to villages. You have a 33% chance of finding a bundle inside of the loot chest here. Now these bundles don't actually have anything in them, so they're just kind of a bundle. That's a bundle of fun, ain't it? We've had a couple of changes to villagers and villages, taking from the villager trade rebalance, kind of the loathed changes to librarians and armorers and stuff, if you guys remember that. But don't worry, it's all good. So we have some big updates to the cartographer villager. This guy now sells like 7 new types of maps. So each one of these guys is going to have a different selection of maps. And when you open them up, as you can see, now we have some plains villager maps, we have some savannah village maps, and things like that. So in theory, you'll be able to find a map to each of the different types of villages in your Minecraft world, which was really important for the villager trade rebalance, where different biome villagers sold different things, but that has not been implemented. So don't worry, you don't need to hunt down all the different biome villagers in the world for your different trades, but cartographers have been updated. Their prices have also been lowered as well. So these cartographer maps also have different icons for the different types of villages as well. As you see, this is a plains village map, and it's got the cute little village house on there. And then if we have the Savannah Village map, this one has the Savannah Village house on it. So it just matches what biome it's taking you to. Now, these changes are actually pretty in-depth. Here's like a map of which cartographers and which villages will sell you which maps. So they put a lot of time and effort into this. So there is an entire range of these maps that you can that you can follow around to take you from one structure to another, which is pretty interesting. There's also quite a bit of in-depth trading knowledge here from the official Minecraft wiki that you can take a look at if you're interested. So everyone's favorite guy has finally gotten some updates as well. These are from the villager trade rebalance. So this guy is going to offer lower prices. He's going to sell you more types of things, and he's also going to be able to buy things now as well. So for example, now you can buy some kind of horrible, really early game gear for this guy, but hey, you know, an iron pickaxe, that's not so bad. You can also buy different types of logs, you know, the different types of grasses. We now have the tall dry grass in here, which is interesting. That's brand new. But you can also sell things like baked potatoes or fermented spider eyes to him. So there's quite a few different changes here. You can see the entire list here on screen, but I imagine they probably added a couple more things because like we just saw, there's the new dry grass. So just to be clear, the villager trade rebalance from like many moons ago is not fully implemented in the spring drop or this beta. So the changes to librarians are not implemented. These guys are unchanged in this beta. As you can see, we can get mending from a plains villager. That is super, like that just happened on camera. That's crazy. Literally my first villager. That was not staged. The armorers are unchanged in this beta too, so none of the changes are applied to them. Basically, they only brought over the good changes from the villager trade rebalance, like the cartographer and the wandering trader, since those got pretty much a near universal praise, and they're just good features. However, the big changes that make villagers like biome specific and have biome specific trades, those are still locked behind experimental mode, never to see the light of day. Isn't that right, Mojang? Never to see the light of day. We have some new ambience to the firefly bushes. So if you're close to these things, you'll hear a slight buzzing. It's pretty subtle, but I like it. It's kind of like crickets, you know? It's a great outdoorsy sound, and you could hide one of these in the walls or something for some nice ambience, or just, you know, sprinkle them around in your builds. But look how many particles we're getting as well. They look like little stars. They're so cute. I love this. This is such a good change. There's also been a couple of bug fixes to the firefly bush and to the regular bush. These things can now be snow logged. So on Bedrock Edition, basically you can just have a bunch of snow layers inside of plants, and it's kind of a cool thing, and it's not broken at all anymore. It used to be super broken, but that's a cool thing you can do now. And of course, when you go to break out the snow, it removes the snow first, and then the plant's still inside of it. Pretty neat mechanic. They also changed it so that if you just go ahead and punch a bush, it doesn't drop anything. Previously, I think it dropped just by punching it. So you need shears now or silk touch to actually acquire the bush item. Firefly bushes, you can still punch by hand to acquire. Excuse me, I'm trying to record here. They've also fixed a bug with the leaf litter. Previously, you could bone meal this on Bedrock Edition to get more of them, but you can't do that anymore. If you want to get a renewable source of leaf litter, you have to smelt down leaves like a normal person. Also, if you saw my last update video, you might recognize that leaves could be placed on any block in the game. Now, that was on Java Edition, but they fixed this on Bedrock as well. So now leaves can be placed on anything, but it needs full surface support. So on Java, you could place them on top of, like, you know, panes and fences and walls, and that was kind of crazy. That's still on Java right now, but I imagine that'll be fixed in next week's snapshot. But yeah, we can still place them anywhere we want. They just have to have the full surface support, and that doesn't include on top of actual leaves, apparently. Now, last week's beta also had a slight bug with the cactus flowers on Bedrock Edition. This was actually fixed on Bedrock and Java at the same time, but it didn't quite make it into that beta. So now they work the same on both platforms. If a cactus would grow up and get broken, then it has a 0% chance of generating a flower. This prevents them from breaking our cactus farms. So previously, the flowers would grow next to a block like that. That broke like 15 years of cactus tech. But that doesn't happen anymore. So good news, but also it's still going to be kind of interesting to farm the cactus flowers. There's also been quite a few updates to the pufferfish as well. This guy will now puff up and inflate around any non-aquatic mob and around the player and around like axolotls and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. They've had a few refinements and bug fixes. These guys are kind of an overlooked mob, but they're pretty cool. I mean, look at that. They changed size. And that's all the Minecraft news I have for you today. Subscribe.